So hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Home Lending Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Kim Fontanes.
Hi.
And I'm here joined by Ricardo Rodriguez.
Ricardo.
Been doing this for a very long time. Real estate agent out in Long Island, Brentwood area. Please, Ricardo, tell us, first of all, is it Ricardo, Rick, Ricky, Richard?
Anything you want to call me, as long as you call me.
Okay.
And that's it. I'm trying to make money here. That's what it is.
That's it.
But as far as, people call me Ricardo. People call me Ricky all the time. Ricky Martin. You know how it is.
Ricky Martin.
And we actually share the same last name, so we're good, right?
So we got two Rodriguez. It's just, just so people know.
No relation.
No relation. However, I have a brother. His name is Ricardo Rodriguez. So when I see you texting me, I right away think it's my brother, and then I don't realize, and then I'm like, sometimes it takes me a second because I have you guys the same way, Ricardo Rodriguez.
That's so funny.
Very
You gotta put Ricardo
That is
Realtor.
cool.
Change it.
So, Ricardo Realtor.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my brother's loan officer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so go figure.
That would be interesting if I used him.
Yeah,
Ricardo.
like people would be like, Ricardo what? Ricardo this? Ricardo
That might be a good advertising thing right there.
Twins.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, absolutely. I've been doing real estate for about 14 years.
Okay.
And I started because a job that I was working at, which was in Bohemia, they went berserk and they let everybody go for a minute, just for a minute.
Okay.
But in that 1 minute, I ran to the unemployment.
Change your life.
And I said, you know what? I'm going to do something different because I can't with that insecurity of yes, no, can't do it. So
What were you doing before, by the way?
before I was working at a portable x-ray company. I was doing EKGs. I was doing that type of office work.
Okay.
I also did graphic arts for a while, so I was still finding my way.
Yeah.
My brother did mortgages, and he was like, why don't you do sales? I'm like, I don't want to do sales. I've been selling all my life. I work for Citibank. I work for First Card USA. I work for 1-800-Flowers, all sales, and I was done.
Over
Burnt.
Garden City, 1-800-Flowers?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was
big one
burnt.
back in-
I was burnt before they went public. Because when they went
okay,
public,
so before.
they were nuts. But before public, it was wonderful. That man, the owner, used to walk
They used to
around the
walk
floor.
around, yeah.
And-
my ex-wife worked there.
Oh, really?
You probably know her.
Oh boy,
Lisa
I-
Rodriguez. They probably, yeah.
a long time ago.
Yeah,
A long
I
time.
remember.
Like,
And Linda Goldman. I had a few people that
Wow.
I knew.
it was a
that
great
worked
company.
there.
Honestly,
amazing
company.
Yeah.
I mean, we took on, and it was one of those things where they were just growing tenfold all
Right.
the time.
Yeah.
So I said, "That's no more sales." I was burnt, but it's what I do. It's
Right,
what
that's
I
what
do.
you- Yeah.
It's like what? Yeah, it's like
It's what I
Exactly.
do. You know, I've been, being in this world. It's you have to sell yourself who you are, because in the beginning, when you're a kid, you're a weird child. You dress funny, your hair is different.
Yeah,
so you're selling who you are.
Always,
So
right?
you don't even know
capitalize
who
on
you
it.
are, right? Like what are you selling? Like
Yeah.
nobody can really see the real you until they really know who the real you is. So
Exactly.
we play all these roles that we put in front of ourselves, trying to figure out, get somewhere in life and whatnot. Yeah, it takes a while to get hit hard, to suffer a lot, go through a lot to really find out who
And
you
find
really
out
are.
who you are.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Definitely.
once that was it, my brother was like, "That's it, do it." I'm like, and you know what's funny? I never really gave him any loans because he had the big brother syndrome.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
And
I get that,
sometimes we have to talk to you guys a certain way. Like, hey, where's my loan? What's going on? And he wasn't taking it.
He
So I'm
doesn't
like,
think-
done.
yeah, no, I totally see that happening.
No.
It's
So you can't.
working with
Family
family
is very, very difficult. Yeah.
It is. It's tough.
I'm
It's
not
tough.
surprised.
I did it for 20 years,
Wow.
Yeah, I worked with my brother-in-law for 20 years, I mean, I love him, but it's tough,
It puts a strain.
Yeah, I was just saying, Kim has a ton of experience. I mean, she's done boatload of loans. Still doing a bunch. She has a strong background in reverse mortgages, which is not, you don't see that very often.
No,
Yeah,
not popular.
No.
And maybe it's not popular because people don't talk about it.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because
it's a great loan. For
a
the
lot
right
of people,
person,
yeah,
it's a good
it's
loan.
for a lot of people that
Yeah,
get fit.
but they don't know.
It's a tool in the toolbox. That's all it is.
Exactly.
To be able to cater to a certain demographic.
Yeah, and she has a great background, and we do a lot of like non-qualified mortgages as well. We talked about that. We do the FHA conventional, but we their thing with us is that we have we're well diverse,
Well-rounded,
Yeah,
different
like we have
programs.
access to a lot of information, a lot of different people.
We
to help
should be
us.
able to fit any buyer in
Yeah.
the program.
Yeah,
That's how I
it's
feel,
not- yeah.
you
It comes with
So,
time.
yeah.
It comes with time. Like 15 years. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People get to know you. You get to make a name for yourself out there. Now with social media, You know, like this is it. Like we have to get
Utilize it.
out there.
TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, use all that to your benefit.
Yeah.
But there's always the belly to belly is always the way. That's
Absolutely.
that's if you could keep that foundation belly to belly,
Yes.
all that other technical stuff is all fluff.
Yeah. Yeah, without it, that's just the first step. I mean, it's like, you're right. You have to be in person. You have to be shaking hands, meeting with people like this. We could have done this virtually, but I'm glad you came in.
If we did this virtually, how would I smell that cologne you're wearing?
Exactly right. How would people know? How would people know?
Jeez, this man
I think
smells
it's my
amazing.
perfume. What do you mean?
No, I smell this one.
Yeah,
I have a note
I
for
smell
that.
it too. It's okay.
It's the deodorant, the special kind.
Oh yeah,
The beard oil. What's something? It's something.
You got me. You got
It's
me. It is the
something.
beer oil. I'm not gonna lie. It is actually. It's I started conditioning it a little bit. Yeah.
I know. I read this. I know.
I forget what they put, carotene or something like that. It's the oil.
Oh yeah, it's the keratin.
Keratin,
Yeah, I
right?
have it in my hair too.
Oh, touche. I like it. Me too.
We were just talking about makeup and stuff,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
But yes, this is what brings people together.
Yes.
Commonalities,
Exactly.
things that we have. We could talk and just keep a flow of conversation because you want that when you're working with somebody.
100%.
And that's
Yeah.
another thing. Like with clients too. Like I feel like I work best with real estate agents and attorneys or people that have the way you communicate with the clients and the way we communicate with our clients. It's like an easy segue. When they leave you, they don't feel the difference.
Different.
And so that's a big thing for us. Like we try to make sure that when we meet with our clients that they're welcome, they feel at home. Again, transparency. It's
Common
super
thread. It's a common thread that unites realtors with the team. It's basically a team.
Right.
Because at the end of the
It
day,
really
it's a
is.
hand-up.
You need that team.
For
You need
sure.
that good team to get your loans done, and just to get the
And it's-
client
and it's a-
happy and understanding
Yeah.
everything. It's so important.
And it's a team in good faith.
Yeah.
It's a team in good faith because there's nothing written. It's just trust. And
Yeah, you're taking a deal
Big
that
risk.
could take 45 days and not do anything, and that's 45 days in your pipeline that you wasted.
exactly.
So
And that's
Scary.
A lot of people get hurt, and I've seen that actually. I'm sure you've experienced it where you've had loan officers that just sit on a loan or a deal and they don't do anything until the last minute, and then they're
Yes.
rushing.
And then they're.
I think that's
And then there's problems, and it's just a nightmare.
that's just like a personality thing. Because I've met people like that
Me too.
where great loan officers, but there's just something about like when they get the contract, it's like it just takes them forever to move and get things going.
Meanwhile,
It's like,
we're the opposite. Like we get the contract, right? We jump
like-
on it. We're like, all
it's
right.
like partially executed. We got it. Let's get it disclosed.
it has to be a good environment so that could happen for sure.
Yeah, that's
And
true. That's
it
another
seems like in this particular company, I see that little unity and all that good stuff is happening. Like I see that. And when I saw you out, I'm like, this guy looks okay. I think this guy could handle some loans.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah.
it was definitely a presence. There's a light about. Everybody has a light.
Yes.
Everybody has something around them, and by walking in the room, seeing this tech over here that's running the behind the scenes producer.
Yeah.
He's it's all good because you
Shout
know
out, Steve.
you're in a good place. You know, everybody has a good jive.
Yeah, and we're happy. We're in a good place as a team. The people that we're working with this year, I feel like we definitely took a different approach. Working with people that are more, I don't want to say like us, but that have like-minded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this
Experience
experience
and just the same motto as us.
yeah, exactly. Like that we're here to help the client and not take advantage of the client. That's like first
Well,
step.
now moving forward, it's going to be an extremely challenging change. So when you go through that, it's kind of going to be you need the support.
Yeah.
Because this market is going to change. We all know that. If you've been in the business long enough, it's got its peaks, it's got its valleys, and we're going to a position where stock up on some rice and stock up on some gas.
you never
and
know.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
So
You're right.
I mean, the inflation is just insane.
yeah, whatever is going on, there's something happening.
Yeah.
Whether it's Mercury in retrograde or your selenite stone is broken, whatever it is, something is happening.
Changing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
So with that change, it puts a stress on the relationship, and you want the person that you're in the relationship with to be able to handle that and not be so bitter and not so. So roll with the punches and keep it moving, because in any market, there's money to be made. It don't make a difference what it is.
100%.
But a lot of people blame, it's the market. No, it's not the market.
Exactly. It's not the market. It's not.
It's the individual.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's yours. It's really there's a sex. Your success is tied to you, and that's it. Really,
That's it.
I mean, and the people you work with, right? You have to surround yourself with people that can help you get there. You can't do
people
it. Can't do it alone in this business.
No,
That's
you need
what
a
I've
team.
learned.
You
need a team
to back you.
Yeah.
You really do.
Yes.
And I'm grateful that we have it. And we have
Very
a good
lucky.
team.
And it's one of those things where you could say, you know what? I could see myself going out to eat sushi with this person and just for an hour de-stressing and going back to business. Like you could see that happening. You know,
Right.
Yeah.
it's definitely a nice feeling.
No. Yeah,
Talk about
thank you.
nice feelings and doing good things. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Jibaritos with troops?
Well, this organization, it's funny how it all began. When Hurricane Maria hit Puerto Rico, one of my friends who active in the military, she's been in there for, she's about to retire. It's
Oh, nice.
long time she's been in there. Over 25 years now, I think it is. Yeah, and
That's
so
great.
she went to school with me when I was in Brentwood School. I did the whole Brentwood School District. And when I saw she was involved, I'm like, if she's involved, that means it's something good, you know? And at that time, I don't even think it even had a name per se. It was just forming. And the other part of it, which she's part of the troops, the Jibarito part, is this gentleman by the name of Jose, where he's from Puerto Rico. And he has an auto body shop here in Bayshore. So they got together by introduction and they hit it off in the sense of they both had the desire to help, like we were talking about here, real estate with mortgages. They were just two people who had the same goal of helping Puerto Rico at that time because they saw that nothing was really being done properly.
Right. Wow.
And if you're going to do something, do it yourself, and that's it, and get it done right. And because Amy, which is the troop, she's very good at logistics, I couldn't believe the amount of stuff that she was able to put together.
Wow.
So you did a
So
good team, yeah.
That's awesome. That's
she was
great.
able to, between bringing me on to do a lot of the stuff for social media and video and pictures, getting the word out there, everybody wanted to help. So and that's nice to see.
Yes.
Because this world, too many people take from this world. There's not enough people giving.
Yeah, that is.
So if
true.
everybody put their grain of
guilty, I
sand,
feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
that beach would be gorgeous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
man. It's-
at this point with this organization, it's this Maria, we've been doing crazy stuff. We sent, I can't tell you how many pallets.
Wow.
And DHL donated the shipping.
Wow.
They shipped
Wow, really?
hundreds of pallets out there for us.
That was so nice.
amazing.
It was
I
amazing.
love that.
And then we would go down there and distribute. Like we didn't give it to nobody.
You
it
have
was
to do yourself
Yeah, you had to
because
do
we
otherwise.
collected, we packed, we shipped, we went, we received it, we unpacked it, we packed it.
What
Wow.
an amazing feeling.
Start to finish. And we still
love
do it
that.
now. It's right now with the earthquakes. We went there again for that. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
for
It's
you.
just a matter of helping. And even out here, we help. Whatever happens, if there's a house fire and we could help, we'll do it. So it's about stepping forward.
I would love to be a part of
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Really.
Love to be part of it. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, thank you for telling us
Anything we
about
can
it.
do,
Yeah, I think we can
'cause that-
contribute.
that
Yeah, we
would be-
always look for. We actually have our non-for-profit license already done, set up. So we're always looking for a sponsor here and there that may want to help, maybe a case of water or whatever it is.
Anything, whichever way
Something,
they can,
you know?
Definitely. I
Yeah.
love that.
We would love to
I
get
always
involved.
say
in-
I want to get involved, I just, it's definitely something that
And
I would want to do.
It's top of mind advertising too on the low, which basically you're there helping, but you're talking about everything else too.
Right.
People get to know you as a person, and people, like we were mentioning before, people like to work with people that are like-minded.
Right.
Yes.
So if you're a giver, you want to work together, that's how it works out.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow, I'm
Yeah.
excited to do that. I want to do it so
No,
bad.
I'm in. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm up for the call of
And
duty.
we could use you in Puerto Rico, so get ready, get your...
No, let me know. I'm ready. I'll go down there see my dad while I'm out there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Like it's yeah.
Well, Puerto Rico's got a lot of things going on right now.
Yeah.
People are trying to take the beaches over, and it's just
Yeah,
like
that's-
all the beaches in Puerto Rico are public, and people are trying to come out from here.
Privatize them, yeah.
Yeah, it's just horrible. It's horrible.
That is horrible.
It's like somebody coming into your house and like, nope, that's my kitchen.
Yeah.
No, it ain't your
Yeah,
kitchen.
exactly.
What's
Wild,
wrong with
right?
you? It's
That is-
wild.
That is
That's-
wild. I never thought that it would get to that point.
Yeah.
But it's I mean, that's been happening for a while now with the hedge funds going down there after the hurricane and the bankruptcy of Puerto Rico basically
Taking
went bankrupt.
advantage of
and
a
they
situation.
bought it
Yeah,
all
exactly.
at a wholesale. That's what it was. Pennies on the dollar, and now you're seeing the effects. It was
For
just
sure.
a matter of time. I mean, that's the stuff that happens. A lot of people don't, when they say, "Oh, they're buying up the island," and that already happened with Hawaii. They don't realize what's really the consequences.
Yes.
And I mean, really, most people don't even see the true consequences right now. They're just starting to see what's visually available to you, right? Like people literally going on the beaches and
putting a sign.
Putting a sign. We have a problem with that, but. There's so much more going on where Puerto Rico they're losing a lot of resources, a lot of their what do you call it, their lands, where like some of the places down there are being torn down just to build corporations, build companies, and
sure.
so that. And there's no
What a shame.
the Puerto Ricans have no say in it now, because it's just basically the way everything's structured with the government here. And I mean, don't get me started, because I know it's like
a lot.
It's a lot
to unpack.
There was a lot of stuff that happened right after the hurricane. Congress went in and they took out a clause out of the recovery plan for Puerto Rico, where it says that if there is a hurricane, that the U.S. is supposed to step in and help.
Yes.
Shortly after the hurricane, they went to Congress, they took that clause out, and now that is no longer an opportunity, or it's not our liability, more responsibility to help Puerto Rico anymore. Just like that, just went to Congress and they changed the law, and done. I didn't think that was even possible, but they did it.
Anything is possible.
They did it.
Anything is possible.
It's like, they could change. You could change the law anytime.
Anything.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'm glad that that we're talking about these things. A lot of people may not even know that's happened.
No,
'cause, we talk a lot about mortgages and real estate and everything else, but we don't talk about a lot of the issues that are affecting our communities.
For sure, and that's on people's mind. And if you're able to be conscious about things like that, you get into conversation, and again, they feel comfortable with you to do business and say, you know what, this person does have a heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean, people should have at least the opportunity to work with people that they can relate to, and they're going to help them, or they're there for them. I'm glad. I see a lot of people don't like the regulations in the business, but I think they're critical to protect ourselves. Right? They help you. There's people that can get in trouble, to take things too far. On our side, but it also protects the clients, and it helps. And it also gives the opportunity for people like ourselves that that want to work hard, that are studying, that are learning, that are about the craft, to come in and be able to help, people and really guide them through the process. Whether listen, a lot of people they see us as mentors, they see us as people of knowledge, right?
Yep.
Where we need to step up. We need to step up and deliver.
Fill in those shoes.
Yeah, we got.
If that's what they see, you got to take advantage. And again, I tell people all the time, the buyers that come to me, oh, what is this and what is that about mortgages? And I said, listen, I ride the real estate bus.
Right.
My license, I drive that bus. If you want to talk about mortgages, you need to call my mortgage guy. Right. That's what it is. Because again, just like we have to do 22.5 hours of continuing ed, I'm sure the mortgage industry is controlled by knowledge as well. So you have to do your stuff. A new product may come out that we don't know about.
It happens.
Yes. There's products out there that a lot of people don't understand, that, hey, if you have a deposit into your bank account constantly, they can use that. It's a program, you can use your deposit as an income or something like that. And that's something was new to me. I'm like,
bank statement program. That's it's a non-qualified mortgage through the bank statement that just shows. Absolutely. That's our wheelhouse. That's
it's a huge.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's
big.
I mean, there are so many different types of programs now.
Yeah,
so many.
One I get a question about all the time, and maybe you may have the answer to, is how much money do I have to use so that nobody can look at my paperwork? That's a huge question I get all the time. And I'm like, cash. Just buy cash.
Right.
No, but there is some.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, we'll give you the exact figure right now. What a
non-QM?
Let's say, if you do
40% down, do I have to show my W-2s or something like that? Or
I'll tell you exactly what it is. Like, so if it's a single family, and Kim, correct me if I'm wrong, right? Single family, you need 20% down, right? Credit score minimum of 680 or so, right?
720 for
720 for
80 LTV.
For the 80, okay, for the 20%. So there's these brackets, right? So it's a 720, 20% down, and now here's the rest, right? So you need 5% closing costs, and let's
About
call it you're at
5%.
25%, right? I had another 2% based off costs involved with the loan because they're not backed by the government. There's no pricing built into it, so you have to. It's like a hard money loan. You have to put in. Usually it's 2 points, so you add that 2%, right? So you're at 27. Now you have to add the reserves. The reserves is just what you're going to show. What you have to bring to the table is 27%. Then another like say 3-4%, just to give you an idea. So
You need like 6 months reserves.
6 months reserves puts you at 30%.
Right.
And just to be safe, 32%, depending on how big that monthly payment is.
Right.
Right. So, and the tax, 'cause
Right.
if it's so long story short, right? Essentially, if you have
But
someone,
you can use the seller's concession.
that's another thing. You can use a sales concession too, right? And
for
it's
some of the closing costs.
That would soften the blow.
100% gifts.
Exactly.
And
Yep. Gift funds.
100%
You can do
gift, even if it's an investment.
Oh, nice.
No PMI, right? Even if you put down
No
10%
PMI.
on some of these loans, on these types of loans, you could do 10%.
Right.
It depends, how your
What
credit
type of loan you're
score and what type of loan and the state that you're in. Because you're out of state, you could do 100% financing for doctors and dentists and other professionals. But here, you find someone, they don't want to show their income, 32%. To show, 27% to close.
The interest obviously would be like 5 or 6 or 7.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say right now, I'd say it's definitely about 5.5, 6.
Yeah, I would
Because we
say-
have maybe a little lower. I mean,
Yeah, a little bit lower.
right?
Yeah,
They
5.
weren't affected by as much as the other loans. Like,
No, they weren't.
so
but
still like
it's
around
still
5.5.
about 5.5, I would say. And sometimes they have specials. I mean,
Yeah.
the last loan I closed,
They took off like 25 basis, right?
a point.
A whole point.
A whole point
Wow.
they took off.
Wow.
So instead of 5.125, I got a 4.125.
That's amazing.
So it
I
depends
mean,
on
yeah,
that's a
it
huge
is
that's a
amazing.
huge difference.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference.
And the second big question I get is, I have a tax ID number. That's all I have. Can I get a loan?
Yes, you can.
Okay, that's a
Also
huge
a
one.
non-QM.
It would be a non-qualified mortgage. It wouldn't be you can't get a traditional conforming loan, but or a conventional FHA loan. So yeah, you would have to have no residency here. So let's say you're from Colombia, hypothetically, right? And you live there, and you don't have residency here. So yeah, you can buy an investment property here, right? And then
Because you don't have residency.
because you don't have residency. So that's the way you can go with a no Social Security, just a tax ID.
Okay, so your marketing department is going to put up a flyer this week that's going to have those 2 major ones because those are the 2 biggest ones. And then
Yeah,
we'll
absolutely.
put that out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
We'll definitely.
Yeah.
that is in my neighborhood, Brentwood,
That is
Bayshore
a
Central,
big-
that's a lot of questions about that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got to put that out there because I'm sure that keeps
Absolutely.
people from moving forward and
Yeah, because
and,
they don't know that these programs are out there.
Yep.
That's what it is.
yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
That's
A lot of people don't show all the money they make. A lot are paying half
Common.
cash. Common.
Yeah.
Very, you could do it. You don't have to be self-employed. I know a lot of people think you have to be self-employed. You don't have to be. You could be a wage earner. It's big.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, probably one of the biggest reasons why these loans are available is because the market's been so regulated. We have a base. We have a predictable environment, right?
Right.
So
Yeah, so they didn't make it easy for
Right,
you. You know
right.
what I mean? You have to have a good FICO score. You have to have money. Years ago, you didn't need
Stated.
to have
You didn't
that.
need anything.
They did
Even-
no doc. They did stated. Now you
even
can do
even
no,
even the stated are requiring much more documentation than back then. So that, when people hear stated, they go crazy and they're like, "Oh, the market is gonna." I mean,
Yeah.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's outrageous.
There's also a loan a no ratio. So let's say
No ratio, yeah. That's-
So you don't even put a job on the application. So that's like a
Rates higher because you're showing less. So the more you show, the lower the rate. So
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, listen,
course.
if you have someone, let's say, especially I think in Brentwood, it's a good area to talk about this. Let's say you find someone that wants to buy a property, right? They have the 20% down, have everything we basically talked about, but they want to base it off the rental income as opposed to their earnings. So as long as the house, right? So as long as the rent is $1 more or less than the mortgage, then they qualify.
Wow.
So it's based off the merit of the financials of the property,
That's great.
and that's it. So you don't have to even show.
Such an easy loan.
Yeah, it's a lot easier because you have the income showing. You're showing income. It's just not your income. and it gives you a better
Just
rate.
you're just using rental.
It gives you a
That's
better
great.
rate. So if there's an opportunity, anytime like there's an opportunity for us to switch over from, let's say we start no ratio and we go stated, and if the rental income's there, we switch it over to debt service and we get a lower rate,
That's awesome.
and it's a lot easier loan. That's a good one. You know, that's
And that's
a good
one that people may not be aware of.
I did a lot of those in 2019 prior to COVID. Once COVID came out, once we had the COVID breakout, they got rid of all those loans. They stopped it. They stopped it. I mean, that stopped FHA loans depending on the credit score. I remember, like, if you had under 640, they were no longer doing them. Remember that?
They had so many overlays too.
It was brutal.
Now, are there days of mortgage people doing open houses and doing that? They still do that? Is that a thing?
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely.
I'm actually doing one next week with Sydney. Mm-hmm. All right.
Sydney Rodriguez?
Sydney Rodriguez.
Oh, boy. Another Rodriguez.
You know, right? But he's
That is
Colombian.
so funny.
I'm beginning to see a thread here.
Next week I have Rudy Rodriguez.
That's so funny. Actually, my mom is from Medellin, Colombia. My father's from Puerto Rico.
What?
And I'm going to Colombia right now, February 16th. I'll be there till March 3rd or 4th.
Oh, so you have? I didn't know you were. I thought you were 100% Puerto Rican.
No, I was born in Brooklyn, so that means a lot, right?
Yeah, that means
means a
Puerto
lot.
Rican. Spanish Puerto Rican.
And then I came out here, and that was it. It was just all Long Island. Yeah, but I grew up. My first 18 years of my life was all sleeping on the floor at my grandparents' house in Puerto Rico, in Central Islip, actually.
Oh, okay.
It was a mini Puerto Rico because we had the chickens, the ducks, the goats, the non-working cars because we had a lot of backyard mechanics, the beer cans, Budweiser,
Right.
floating around everywhere. So it was very much the potatoes and the tomatoes growing in the front lawn. So yeah, it was Puerto Rico
Right.
in Central Islip.
In Central Islip.
That's
We always
wow.
get fines because we had a goat. I mean, it was
Really?
it was Puerto Rico and Central Islip. We were
That's
we were
amazing.
that family.
Wow.
You know, your rooster's crowing at that. Sorry.
I mean, now in Brentwood, I mean, I hear the roosters. I hear these people that have
Are you
chickens
kidding me?
Yeah.
You
They're
have
everywhere.
to be careful. You see a goat sometimes crossing the street in Brentwood. People are dodging squirrels, we're dodging goats and chickens. This is what's happening.
No
Yeah.
way.
That's awesome, you know, because they got
Love
rid
it.
of like the gangs. That was a while back, and now we have
Yes.
the
Now it's
beautiful
becoming a farm.
The farm animals.
Long Island
which
was
is-
always
I'll
a
take
farm.
the farm.
Yeah.
animals,
I'll take a farm for sure.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
me
man,
too. I
that's awesome.
love. Oh please, animals are my.
I love to
thing.
do that one day myself. Like
Me too.
have a backyard where I have
Oh,
the
yeah.
chickens, a goat.
I
At least,
love
at least
chickens.
one
Oh,
goat.
I had my favorite chicken. Her name was Carmela. She was a brown chicken, a little French hen. Oh my God, she was
Oh
my
really?
And then we
girl.
had Pepe the rooster, which attacked us, and then he had to die.
The rooster.
He just had to go.
Well, he has to go. He's just lunch.
He got a little nasty.
God.
He has nothing to offer. You know, like the chickens have the eggs.
And then we
You
had
can
a
live off of that.
turkey named Tom. He was hysterical. He wanted to be on your lap all the time. I'm like,
No
you're
way.
like 30 pounds. You're not going around. And you're disgusting because
Really?
bare chested. So that was like a
No
gross
way.
feeling, like the
Yes.
touch. Ugh.
Wow.
It was
That's
crazy.
crazy.
The animal there.
Yeah, the producers over there looking and laughing at us. I was like, what is wrong with you people? Oh my
Self-sustainable.
God.
That's the key.
Yeah, especially.
Wow, that's cool.
And it was the Easter egg hunt all the time. My grandfather was like, "Búscame huevo." I'm like, okay. And we used to go and find duck eggs, and which if anybody's never eaten duck eggs, the big white ducks, oh my God, the best
Stuff.
omelets. Oh yeah.
Oh man, I never had that.
I never
Rich,
had that either.
rich eggs. Oh,
Really? I've heard of that. I never had it.
amazing. We had the tomatoes in the house. I mean, it was good. We used to sit
That's
there.
so
hungry
nice,
thinking about it
right?
right now.
Snap
Me too.
peas. We used to open up the beans. And I mean, it was a good
I remember
growing.
that.
Like
That I
it was a
did.
good growing up.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Like
That's
I was hands
awesome.
on.
You're lucky. I mean,
Yeah, I
I
love
grew
that.
up in Puerto Rico, right? Like I don't think
You told
that,
me,
like, I came here when I was 16, and yeah, that's kind of how I grew up. Like,
What part of Puerto Rico you said you were?
I grew up in Juncos.
Okay.
Juncos, San Lorenzo area. I grew up in the country basically. But I would come here. I would come to New York once in a while. The summers. I actually went to school here. When I was in grammar school a couple times. I would be 3 years in Puerto Rico, 1 year here, like that.
You were a trouble child. They wanted to get rid
Yeah,
of you
right.
for a minute. Like, we need a break from this guy.
There's trouble here, we go here. There's trouble here, we go there. But yeah, and actually, in those years when I was 15, 16, in Puerto Rico, the crime was through the roof. It was brutal. Late
Yeah.
1990s or mid to late 1990s. The crime was surreal. A lot of things were happening. Drugs. People getting robbed and things like that. And
I think that was a lot of places.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think those years, a lot
was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Central Islip, if that street light went on and you weren't in your house, you're in trouble.
Yeah. No, and I used to hear stories about New York when I was there. Like, that's why we didn't come here. But when we did come here, by the way, just so you know, it was better. Like, the crime was lower at the time, and then things changed. But they were, I mean, listen, they were worried because in the 90s, remember, they had the riots. So my uncles, I'm like, you guys are gonna go there. You guys are gonna die. You're gonna get caught up in a riot. That's what they thought. Meanwhile, where we were coming from, it was tough.
Yeah.
But now it's different. Now it's like Puerto Rico's, where I live, where they've redone. If you go there, you can't even recognize it. They've built highways through the middle of the island. They've did so many things. Still, not where it should be because of what happened with the hurricane.
For sure.
Took a setback, but a lot has changed. So, but okay, ¿sabes qué? Vamos a hacer un poquito de español.
Dale.
¿Verdad? Como me habías dicho, Ricardo es colombiano puertorriqueño y
gracias.
bueno, queríamos poner un poco de información para que los hispanos nos escuchen, ¿verdad? Poner esa información. Pon tú, ¿sabes? Si nos puedes dar tu número de teléfono, tu correo electrónico, ¿right? Ponerlo en español para que alguien, que si alguien tiene que contactarte, te contacte ahí.
Bueno, me llamo Ricardo Rodríguez, trabajo por Millennium Homes, número de teléfono 631-484-5038. Creo que es importante tener a alguien que hable el idioma porque usted está haciendo una compra la compra más grande de tu vida. Y para tener un banquero que te pueda hablar en su idioma, te hace entender las cosas mejor y de verdad se siente más bien usted unido al proceso. Estar unido al proceso te va a ver mucho mejor al final cuando ya te van a entregar las llaves porque es un equipo que está trabajando contigo en su idioma, en lo que usted entiende. ¿Entiendes?
Wow, gracias. Increíble, Ricardo. Sí, es verdad, esa es la clave. Yo creo que eso es lo más importante, es tener la habilidad de poder trabajar juntos, unidos y cooperar y colaborar con el cliente. A veces los clientes sienten que saben hasta cierto punto, que tienen cierta... Y cuando tú hablas con ellos, completamente diferente porque han escuchado cosas en otras partes. Y es típico de la comunidad hispana de que escuchan algo acá y te lo traen acá y no es lo mismo.
Sí.
Pero ahora mismo es súper importante que los hispanos entiendan que sí, hay gente que nos puede apoyar. Algo súper importante que siempre lo quiero decir en todos los segmentos es que si tú tienes una cita con alguien y se sientan con ustedes, es ilegal que te cobren nada. O sea, no te pueden cobrar nada por la cita, no hay ningún tipo de fees, cosas, no hay nada que...
Ni para mostrarte la casa, ni
para
nada.
mostrarte la casa como un real estate, un agente de real estate.
Correr el crédito, nada.
Nada de esas cosas donde usted tiene que sacar $1 del bolsillo nunca. Si alguien se le ofrece eso y quiere que le pague ese dinero cuando se sienten con usted a asesorarlo.
Grábalo y ponlo en TikTok.
Y vayas y coge el nombre y te vas corriendo y nunca vuelvas a regresar.
Así es, porque de verdad es
pasa.
mucho abuso.
Mucho abuso. Y sí. Y por eso estamos aquí, esto no es, o sea, el hacer el podcast es divertido y todo, pero a la misma vez hay algo que, o sea, hay una objetiva aquí. La objetiva es que tenemos que poner la información porque todavía yo recibo personas que vienen donde a mí me preguntan ¿cuánto te debo? ¿Tú puedes creer eso? ¿Cuánto te debo? Y yo me pongo a pensar, wow.
Están preguntando por alguna
razón.
razón.
Yo fuese rico.
Sí, claro.
Yo fuese millonario. De tantas veces que me han preguntado. Y me ofende porque yo sé que... ¿sabes? No es que me ofenda, pero es que me siento mal porque sí, yo sé que hay otras personas... Porque no lo ponemos. ¿Sabes? Esta información que estamos hablando ahora mismo, de que eso pasa, por favor, gente, no le paguen a nadie nada. Hablen con más de una persona. Y si tienen un prestamista, asegúrense que vino de una persona o fue recomendado de una persona que ustedes conocen. Y que le hablen su idioma, porque es bien difícil el proceso.
Usted quiere ser parte del proceso, no quiere que alguien te diga lo que hacer, pues usted tiene que hacer decisiones. Y hablando el idioma, pues uno puede estar parte del proceso.
Me encanta, I love it. Yeah, what he's saying is like you want to be part of the process. You don't want to be told the process when you get involved with a lender or a real estate agent. That was
You have to be part of it. You have to be part of the situation.
Part of it,
You're
so true.
You're committing yourself to a 30-year mortgage, and it's just what it is. And you got to know what you're signing your life away to.
Right. It's not a cell phone. It's not a car.
Right.
It's a mortgage. It's
Exactly.
big. It's a
Know
big
what
deal.
you're signing.
I had
know
a
everything.
buyer who calls me a week after, 2 weeks after they bought the house. They're like, I think we want to return the house because we didn't like our neighbor. I'm like,
No way.
Ouch.
I don't
Return the house.
if that's
think
a
you
thing,
can.
but I could work on helping you
Sell the
Sell
house.
it.
not sell it, work on getting the neighbor to respect you.
Oh,
you know,
okay, cool.
You get planters that are huge and make sure they don't park in front of your place by putting the planters. I mean, there's ways.
There's things you could do, right?
Yeah, cordial, nice. You know,
I like that. I like your approach. I like your vibe. I like your style.
Slowly,
You know?
yeah. But I won't tell you what I did with chicken feet one time. But that's another. That's podcast number 2.
Podcast number 2.
Seriously.
Late hours.
Right.
After hours.
Yeah.
After hours with Ricardo Rodriguez.
So, guys, I want to thank everyone for joining the podcast,
Yes,
reviewing
thank
this episode. Super grateful for you to be here, Ricardo.
Yeah, thank you, Ricardo.
Really a lot of good information. I know you do great work with our clients. I'm looking forward to having you here again. Hopefully,
Yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
shortly.
Wherever there's Bustelo coffee, I'm here. Look at over there. It's staring at me.
Oh, yes.
I know. We gotta hit that. We gotta hit the Bustelo.
But also the other thing with you guys, as far as mortgage people, is being part of the community. Because at the end of the day, side by side, you start. People have questions.
Yeah.
They don't want to be invasive. They don't be like, look, sell me something. No, just tell me about it a little bit.
Right.
Right.
And I don't know if you know, but I also a photographer. I was telling the man behind the camera. But that's another way of getting business for me as well, because I in front of people.
Right.
You bring
It's
on
really
a camera.
passion photography.
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
That's how we met.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we met. That was cool. Thank you for the picture.
It was good. It came
awesome.
right? Yeah. Okay, good.
True pro.
You using it?
Yeah.
Oh, you better use it.
I have it on Facebook. I think one of those. Yeah.
Good.
Definitely on the story.
Well, it's a pleasure for being here. Thank you for
Thank you.
inviting me down. Seriously, the connection, I felt it from the first time I saw you.
Thank you, man.
And now meeting your cohort here, she's amazing as well. So
Oh, thank you.
what
Thank
happens.
you.
Thank you. Yeah. Kim makes me look good.
Here I thought it was a beard.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
I'm trying. Well, guys, thank you for having
thank
us,
you.
and stay tuned for another episode of the Homeroom Lending podcast. You can catch us on YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn now,
Yeah.
Spotify, anywhere where you
anywhere.
watch your videos. That's where you can find us.
See us,
Very
yeah.
good. Well,
All right.
pleasure. Again, my name is Ricardo Rodriguez from Millennium Homes. Come find me in Bayshore, 631-484-5038. And, it's a package. We got
Yeah.
this.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Be well.
you.